Do you feel the presence of all the huge mountains around you when you're there?
Definitely. Yeah. Sound bounces off objects, and when you're close to them, you have that feeling of, if you ever walked in a closet or something, pay attention to the acoustics. You feel that even in valleys, and then when you're on the top of a peak, there's just a void. The sound travels infinitely in every direction, and many blind people will describe that feeling. If you're in the woods, amongst trees, and it is an insulated feeling, like a soft, you become very aware of the world from the sound perspective of acoustics and sound, and
very tuned in.
It's interesting.
That is fascinating. I guess it just improves and improves and constantly gets better, like how well you can feel what's around you and where you are.
Yeah, physiologically, nothing improves, but your way as you attach the object's name or something or an experience to the sounds, you build a really good way to understand the world from the perspective of sound, which is it's improving, definitely. Just not like I'm not growing another organ, that a sensor or something is how doctors have explained it to me. But I'm very much just learning how to perceive the world in a different way. Yeah.
Have you ever looked into any of this like sonar stuff?
Well, I do.
I read a bit about it.
I have read about it. Well, ultimately, that is what we're doing. I mean, when you walk through a room, and the reverberations of you moving around in the room, just even if you're just stepping, those sounds bounce off objects, and you hear the room. I forget the term for the rooms that are built to be absolutely quiet. There's a term. But in those rooms, you don't hear the room. You actually hear your body. You hear the blood coursing through your veins and your heartbeat. And it's actually a scary experience from the things I've learned about. I've never been in the room. Yeah. But that's so our world is not really quiet is an interesting thing to think about, but nothing is really quiet, but sonar, clicking, like when I drag my cane across the floor, it's subtly causing the room to come alive, and that gives me perspectives. But I'm not actively going like clicking necessarily. Sometimes I do, but I don't do it like some. I've heard of some of these interesting blind characters out there that maybe they have a better sense. Their organ is like people's vision can be better than others. They might have a better way of processing, the information.
Yeah, I'm sure lots of people deal with it in different ways. And what about this like tongue thing? Have you ever come across that? I remember reading about that in regards to Erik as well, like this tongue sensor that like where you look.
Oh yeah, the brain port.
Not the click. Yeah, the brain port. That's it. Yeah. So like where you're like looking at a rock wall or whatever, and you can kind of see the handholds, or like you feel it on your tongue. You feel it like imprinted with vibrations or something. Have you ever used one of those?
I haven't used one, but I do know a number of characters. I met someone that sat either on the board or invested or was one of the developers at one time, and it's an interesting piece of equipment that uses an optical sensor, like a camera on glasses, and then that feeds the photons that hit the optical sensor are turned into electrical energy, and that hits a sensor that sits on the roof of the mouth. And you put your tongue against it, and I think it has electrodes, and it draws an image on the tongue, which interfaces with the nerves that I guess closely tie into the visual, cortex in the brain. And so you teach yourself how to see things through touch, really, because you're using your tongue though it's a different way to see the world. It's not seeing like what we think of as seeing with our eyes, but I have not been able to try it. I've heard that it works well. You just have to train yourself to learn how to use it. Yeah.
Thanks for watching that clip. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and check out the full episode. All links are in the description. Be nice, be happy, be cool.